Okay, welcome everyone in Revolution Land. Here with the CEO of Roger Dubuis, my friend Nicola Andreatta, an amazing CEO and also a very accomplished basketball player, as I recall from our conversation last year.
Once in history, yes.
And today we're here to talk about a new release from Roger Dubuis and something I had the opportunity to take a look at the end of last year. And I remember when I saw it, I was like, this is really cool because I just love the dimensions of this new watch, right? So it's 39 mm by just a slightly over 13 mm in terms of thickness. It's incredibly wearable. It's also a flying tourbillon, obviously Geneva seal, as are all of your watches. Tell me, Nicola, I know you've extrapolated it over 3 super cool versions, 2 spiders and 1 very beautiful gold piece as well. But tell me, why this size?
Well, it's a very good question, and as always, at Roger Dubuis is about evolution. I think a few months ago we announced the fact that for us it was absolutely important to change a little bit the approach to our clients, in the sense that we told ourselves that it was counterproductive or somehow against the time we are living, that of segmenting our clientele. And by segmenting our clientele, I mean the fact that we have this attitude or this approach in the world of watchmaking that watches are for men or for women. And we are seeing how the society is changing and things are changing overall. I mean, no doubt that we are facing a future which is totally different from what we've been approaching in the past few years. And one of the most important things is this opening, this fact that there are less and less boundaries between genders, between people of different, diverse people, and so on. And so the idea was that of being able to conceive a piece which is totally genderless, a piece that connects our clients to the world of high-end watchmaking at Roger Dubuis, so featuring one of the most important complications that we love, which is the single flying tourbillon, with this approach of Roger Dubuis of always fighting the gravity with all the different movements we've been conceiving in the past few years, but at the same time make a watch that potentially is wearable with every wrist, on every wrist. And as I say, I think it's important for our clients to be able to choose. Why shouldn't a lady wear a beautiful complication like a single flying tourbillon? And honestly, we're seeing how ladies are more and more interested in complications. Or why shouldn't a man wear a colored watch with diamonds or a little smaller if that fits better the wrists? And so here we come with 3 colors. Clearly, we give a little bit of animations in the same kind of timepiece. So with a black piece that you are showing now, which is a bit more sporty, a bit more aggressive with this total black concept. And then the red and black, which is really the one featuring the best, the partnership with Pirelli, especially in the strap that we feature in this watch, which is the famous concept at Roger Dubuis of using the tires of Formula One cars that won within a Grand Prix and recycle the material to be able to actually wear a part of the success in a Formula One Grand Prix. And then the last one, which is a bit more delicate, but also featuring gold with this. I love this combination of white and rose gold, and I think it's perfectly done within this timepiece, which is the 3rd execution of the same kind of caliber and watch. So 3 different options for a complication which has been squeezed and really re-engineered completely to be able to tweak and retouch all the details of the flying tourbillon, of the star, which is, as we speak, the most important symbol for Roger Dubuis that we feature in almost all our timepieces. And at the end, it's an amazing technical creation, always, as you can see on the tourbillon cage, around the tourbillon cage, always with the Geneva seal on top. So meaning this incredible attention for manufacturing and for finishing, the craftsmanship of our people in the factory, but in a different look, in a bit of a different approach compared to some of the pieces that we've been launching in the past. So very, very excited, very happy. As you know, we are launching these days in Singapore this new piece. So this is also a key point. It's a piece that, especially in Asia, we think it's going to have a lot of success because of the dimension specific.
You know, I was quite captivated when I put it on because it's just so incredibly wearable. And I agree with you. I mean, when you're talking about like watches being genderless, you know, I think of like for example, something as simple as a Rolex Daytona, right? Like that to me is a watch that's worn by both men and women, and it looks great on both. Actually, in some ways, it looks maybe even cooler on a woman, even though it was created as a man's watch, right? And at the same time, one of the most popular models for men has become like a rainbow Daytona, which is a gem set version of that watch. So I totally agree with you. And I think we live in a world where it's kind of like, you as a customer, you should tell me what it is that you like rather than me trying to impose or dictate your taste to you.
Right? I love what you're saying. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. And I love the three different versions as well, because I put on the Pirelli one last year, but I love that you've executed the first version that we saw in this, and which incidentally really hyper skeletonized black titanium case, or DLC titanium case with the textile strap. You put it on and it's a watch. It's like an ultra complicated watch, you know, a flying tour beyond the Geneva Seal, but you really forget that you have it on, right? Which I think is also such a great thing to be able to do.
But I think the wearability of a watch is absolutely one of the key points, and especially with our watches and the materials we use it with some of these creations is absolutely one of the requirements. We want the watch as you know, you almost don't have to feel it on your wrist, as you said. It's something that has to become a part of yourself. The comfort you have in wearing a watch is by far one of the key attributes of what we do. And this is also something we are pushing constantly, you know, this idea of working with different materials, with carbon, with the special white material we launched in Watches and Wonders last year. All these things, this is part of the evolution of Roger Dubuis, this idea of continuing in innovating an industry which has been there for quite a few years and which shouldn't be only based on the precious materials, although that's also part of what we do. And as you have seen also with the new double flying tourbillon we just launched, we went back featuring and using also some of these materials. So for sure, yes.
Well, actually, I was very impressed with the gold version of this watch because, again, now that you've got it at 39 mm, now that it's just slightly over 13 mm in terms of thickness as well, in that beautiful rose gold watch with like white accents, you know, people keep asking me, like, when I'm able to travel again, where do I want to travel? And I'm like, I want to travel to the Amalfi Coast. And this is exactly the type of watch that's like kind of that, you know, Italian Riviera chic kind of watch you could wear. And the size makes it even better now.
Yeah, well, I have to say we are pushing much more with on the white accents. It's absolutely a color that in the past was difficult to feature or to make with watches because of the difficulty in keeping the material white. Here we are playing with a combination of different materials in the Reo, in the inner ring inside the case, on the little circle around the case body, and on the strap to give little accents. And I think the combination of the two, so rose gold with this reddish tone together with the white is really creating a stunning combination. And so I think we achieved something pretty cool from a look standpoint, as well as from a technical point of view. We encapsulate pretty much what we love at Roger Dubuis, this idea of being expressive, contemporary, but always paying attention to the auto-horlogerie, so to the high end of watchmaking with our complications. Here, it's the better of all these worlds.
You know, I love looking at this picture also because it really explains to you how, you know, one of the things that you are most famous for is this, you know, bringing this whole concept of contemporary skeletonization. So here you have this incredible bridge that, you know, is fitted to the barrel of the watch. That's the shape of a skeletonized star. But you can really see, and as you were talking about, this offers you the opportunity for bimaterial design. Look at how incredibly skeletonized that case is as well. It's actually skeletonized on two axes. So it's skeletonized kind of vertically and also horizontally too. And that just like the design language of that is so complete and so well executed. I really like this watch.
It's been an obsession. I think we go back to 2009 when we launched the first skeletonized flying tourbillon. And when we told ourselves that this was our way to be expressive. And this idea of going through the watch and working also on the three-dimensional aspect of our movements was really a way to show the world what we can do and how we can do it. Here, with these close-ups images, you also see all the little details in the finishing. The perlage that we have on the star, or other details that you
look at the level of like beveling on the angles for the star. It's incredible. And then this is what's important for the person watching this to understand, is that you have 100% of your watches have Geneva seal on them, and you as a company work more with anyone else to advance the concepts of the Geneva seal as well, right? I mean, you were the first to create, for example, a carbon fiber movement that had a Geneva seal on it. And in order to do that, you had to work with the Geneva seal to identify ways in which you could show incredible finish on a movement that's not traditionally, executed at a super high-end finish,
Absolutely. Well, it's a very interesting conversation which we keep having within Roger Dubuis, with Gregory, and with all the team. Because yes, the Poinçon de Genève, the Geneva seal, is an institution in Geneva which was created hundreds of years ago. And it's something that didn't evolve. The 12 rules that were part of the original specifications of the Geneva seal are still the same. They have to do with the way you manufacture your watches and where you manufacture your watches. So these rules have something to do with the industrialization of the watchmaking process. They basically say that nothing can be taken from a machine and used into a watch. You always have to have that hand of our craftsmen, of our watchmakers, which retouches every single component of the watch. And so they specify a few finishings, or types of finishings. And with this, they connect to the métier, to the historical skills of watchmaking, of the art of watchmaking that go on since hundreds of years. And here we show exactly the beauty of our factory, and I will never stop saying that, is that we integrate the know-how and the technology that we can see today, we can find today, so the most advanced machines in the world, with incredible craftsmen, which take care of finishing every single component by hand. We have something like 40 métiers, so 40 skills within our manufacturing in Geneva. We are fully integrated, and this gives us the possibility to really get to the level of detail that you are showing now, and which is absolutely a key part of what we do. This is true value. We need years to conceive a movement like that. We need months to finish it in the way that you are displaying now. And this is absolutely something you can find in very few creations in the watchmaking world today.
Amazing. Now, there is a new tool that you've launched to help people understand what entering into a Roger Dubuis boutique is like. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, you can even be whisked away to the manufacturer in Geneva through this process as well. So if you don't mind, Nicola, tell us a little bit about the new virtual tours that you are now offering.
Well, yeah, it's. I go back to what I said before. It's about evolution, and clearly, this is potentially also a reaction from what we have observed in the last year, because things have changed dramatically. But it's the acceleration was there. There is no way we can fight the taste and the global attitude in terms of purchasing, or way you purchase, or way you approach a brand. Than today. And so the idea for us was to create a new way to connect with our client, but also a new way to live the brand. It's by far, the idea was that of creating an experiential place where you can see the universes of expression of Roger Dubuis, where you can see a lot of content, because what we feature here is for sure our watches, but also everything that is behind our watches. And at the end, this becomes a place where you can spend time digitally, not anymore physically, given the restrictions we are observing today, but also in the future. I mentioned the fact that the shopping attitude, or the way our clients shop on a daily basis are changing. the shopping process for sure nowadays starts online. Our go and browse and search and find information about whatever they want or they're thinking they will purchase in the future. Here they have everything. They can learn and understand about what Roger Dubuis is all about. They can see all our timepieces and find the right information about our timepieces. And at the end, they can either do it by themselves, so entering this new world, this digital world, or be accompanied. And this is a very important point because we want to remain exclusive. We want to have prescriptors in between, which is our people, our sales professionals, our experts who are going to accompany you within this journey, within our boutique, within our virtual boutique, and illustrate to you our timepieces, our world, what Roger Dubuis stands for. And I think we achieved it very well with a little evolution, if I may say so, with what we have seen in terms of virtual experiences so far. One of the key points is this idea of expect the unexpected that we proactively promote at Roger Dubuis. And the idea here is that you enter a secret room. The virtual boutique mimics an existing boutique. But then we have crazy doors, crazy moments, different things that suddenly open to yourself to get you into a different world, which potentially doesn't exist in reality. And this is the little tweak we gave to the virtual experience.
Amazing. And am I correct that you can also have a virtual tour of the manufacturer, which I think is really cool because you have one of the most complete manufacturers in the world. And I'm constantly blown away each time I go there in terms of the incredible verticalization of competences, including a small room, which I tried to sneak into, but no one would let me in, which is apparently the room where you make the hairsprings.
Well, next time I'll make sure I take you there, only me and you. So that.
Thank you, sir. I would love that.
Well, the idea is that, as I said, you should expect the unexpected. When you get into this secret room, suddenly at the center of the secret room, you can be immediately projected, or you can move almost like in a Star Trek's, you can be immediately to our Roger Dubuis manufacturer in Geneva. You find yourself really in our temple, center of everything. And once again, the idea is that we show you how we do things. So we have the machines. We can have our experts explaining to you what we do with every machine. And then you get into our workshops where you have the métier, what I mentioned before, the skills of our craftsmen. And you can see our people really taking care of the anglage, of all the different little finishings that we do on every single movement. And once again, you are not alone. You have someone accompanying you into this.
That's cool. Yeah, it's great for people to know that. I mean, I remember when I did the tour there, I had never seen more people dedicated to just black polishing, because they were like, like there were all these people just black polishing the tourbillon cage. And I was like, okay, it's cool. It's great that people have access to that. Thank you so much. Can you give us a little hint of anything else that we might happen to see? I know you're a super dynamic guy, so I'm sure this is just the first taste of the things to come.
Well, the year is full of big surprises and big things coming. I can say that we just started the journey within our renewal of the original Excalibur collection with the double flying tourbillon just a few weeks ago, which will continue this year. Watches and Wonders this year will have something quite special. We have a lot of things coming on our second territory of expression, which is expressive singularity. And we are working with new partners that potentially will announce along the year. So, as I said, expect the unexpected from Roger Dubuis, because we are the most exciting way to experience hyperurology.
Amazing. So thank you so much, Nicola. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Great way to start the year, and also happy Chinese New Year to you in advance. That's next week. And looking forward to catching up with you in the months ahead.
Happy Chinese New Year. Stay healthy, and I hope to see you soon in Geneva. Why not? Or in Singapore.
Absolutely. With great pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Take care.
Take care, my friend. Bye. Bye.